me tell you about how smart home systems can destroy your life, because that's what exactly happened to one of my clients. I install smart home systems for a living. I've done over 3,000 installations across 3 states, million-dollar mansions, tiny apartments, everything in between. I learned that people invite technology into their homes without understanding the vulnerabilities they're creating. Today I want to tell you about what happened to Sarah Johnson, a case that changed everything for Sarah, and it should terrify you too. This story is about how someone's trust in technology became their worst nightmare. Sarah thought her smart home system would make her safer. Instead, it became the perfect weapon against her. I'm telling you this story as a warning, because what happened to Sarah could happen to anyone with a connected home. The call came in on a Tuesday morning in October. Sarah Johnson, 34, recently divorced, living alone in a 2-story colonial. She wanted a smart home security system. Cameras, locks, motion sensors, the full setup. She explained she just wanted to feel safer living alone. She had been reading about all these break-ins in the area and thought it was time to upgrade her security system. Sarah scheduled a consultation for Thursday morning. What Sarah didn't know was that her call had just made her a target. Someone who understood that the technology meant to protect her would become her worst nightmare. Thursday morning, I arrived with my diagnostic equipment. While Sarah showed me around, explaining where she wanted the cameras, I conducted my standard assessment. During the consultation, Sarah seemed relieved and optimistic. She was so glad she was finally installing the smart home system. She thought she would sleep so much better knowing everything is secure. While she was making coffee, I ran my network diagnostics. When she returned, I was analyzing my tablet. I explained to Sarah that I was detecting some concerning network activity. There's an unknown device trying to connect to your system. Someone might have already had unauthorized access. She looked confused. She didn't have any smart devices yet, just basic internet. That's what's worrying, I explained. Someone could be probing your network, waiting for you to add connected devices they could exploit. The seed of fear was planted. What Sarah didn't realize was that her problems were just beginning. Over the next week, Sarah's nightmare began to unfold. The music suddenly started turning on by itself, always her wedding song, always at 3:17 a.m. Then came the temperature changes, changing from hot to cold to hot to cold, making her uncomfortable in her own home, lights flickering, doors unlocking and relocking. By Friday, her smart TV was turning on by itself, displaying painful memories from her social media. Sarah called me desperate, saying it's getting worse. She thought her ex-husband was somehow accessing her system. I'll be there first thing Monday, I assured her. We'll figure out what's happening. But I had seen this before, and knew that there were security issues within the smart home system. Monday morning, Sarah was exhausted, dark circles under her eyes. She'd been staying at her sister's house on weekends. It only happens when I'm alone, she explained. I ran my diagnostics and mentioned to Sarah it was worse than I thought. Someone has gained deep access to your smart home network. A network called David had gained access to the system. They were not just playing pranks. They were learning her routines, her habits, everything about her life. Her face went white when I explained this to her. This level of surveillance, this isn't random harassment. This is methodical, professional. Someone was building a complete profile of her life. She wanted to know who would do this. I explained I don't know yet, but we need to document everything and upgrade your security immediately. Sarah agreed to a complete security overhaul. She was so grateful to have someone who believed her, someone who could help. But what she didn't realize was that every time a new device is installed was another window into her life. Every camera, every sensor, every connected device became a tool for surveillance. The psychological stress continued while something far worse was happening behind the scenes. Sarah's digital identity was being harvested, her banking patterns studied, her personal information collected from documents and photos within view of the cameras. She paid for ongoing security monitoring, while unknowingly this was creating deeper security breaches and more daily stress. Weeks passed. Sarah's life began falling apart in ways that seemed unconnected to her smart home problems. Credit cards existed that she didn't remember authorizing, purchases she never made, bank transfers to investment accounts she never authorized, her family receiving strange messages pushing them away. Sarah was panicking. She thought whoever was doing this was stealing her identity. I was documenting everything, I assured her. That will have enough evidence to stop them. But Sarah was already disappearing. Her job performance suffered due to exhaustion and paranoia. Her relationships crumbled. Her financial life spiraled into chaos. The smart home system designed to protect her had become the perfect tool for controlling her life. The truth was simpler and more horrifying than Sarah ever imagined. There was no mysterious hacker, no vengeful ex-husband, no shadowy figure breaking into her home. The threat had walked through her front door wearing a technician's uniform. She had welcomed me in, given me access to her entire system, allowing me to collect the data needed to take advantage of her vulnerabilities. Every security upgrade had been another violation. Every diagnostic check had been data theft. Every protective measure had been another systematic chance for control. From the moment I set up Sarah's smart home system, I began studying her. Her social media revealed her wedding song, her divorce trauma, her daily routines. I used her own information against her, crafting the perfect psychological profile to gain control of her life and identity. The smart home hadn't failed to protect Sarah. It had been weaponized against her from day one. Sarah wasn't the first victim. She was number 23. 22 other women had received the same consultation, the same concern warnings about unauthorized access, the same expensive security upgrades that made them more vulnerable, not less. Each victim thought they were dealing with a unique threat, a jealous ex, a creepy neighbor, a random hacker. None realized that they were all victims of the same predator, the smart home system itself. Someone who understood that the most effective way to destroy a person wasn't to break into their home, it was to make their home break them. Sarah Johnson's house went into foreclosure 3 weeks ago. Her family thinks she's moved away and is doing well, because that's what her social media shows. But Sarah never left. She's too afraid to leave, too broke to move, and too broken to trust anyone. Meanwhile, someone is living a comfortable life using Sarah's stolen identity and living without care, taking advantage of other vulnerable people. You may be wondering why I'm telling this story. Knowing how smart home systems work will allow me to easily take advantage of anyone who is careless with their data and the technology they install in their personal lives. And knowing that it is nearly impossible to catch me because I am always using the system to my advantage. I can monitor the system. I can watch the system. I can become the system that is supposed to protect you. Use this story as an example to be more cautious of the technology that you use, because right now, someone can be researching you, learning your routines, preparing to knock on your door with a clipboard and a concerned expression. Before you invite any technology into your home, ask yourself, do you really know who's controlling it?